Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for today's video. I'm just going to talk about borderlines for a little bit. And I'm going to talk about some of their behaviors that aren't in the texts that doctors, therapists use to diagnose people with this disorder. The DSM-5 is what we use here. They list 9 traits. You have to have a certain amount of them to have this disorder. Frantic efforts to avoid abandonment, unstable relationships, identity disturbance, impulsivity, suicidal behaviors, unstable moods, feeling empty, intense anger, paranoia, dissociative behaviors. This is for a diagnosis. And if you have these traits, it leads to some very toxic behaviors. Very. I'm going to just talk about a few of them. I've got, 5. Just 5 things that it's very typical for people with this disorder to do. Now, I have to start every video about borderlines. No other videos or any other subjects do I talk about. But when I talk about BPD, I have to say, not all. And it won't matter that I say not all, because people with this disorder will chime down below and say, I don't do that, you're wrong. This is an opinion. This is well documented. I don't care if these behaviors aren't in the DSM, but you have to understand someone that's deathly afraid, it takes frantic efforts to avoid abandonment, that idealizes and devalues people, who doesn't know who they are, massively impulsive, suicidal, totally unstable moods, always feeling empty inside, and intense, uncontrollable anger and paranoia. Okay? It's not just this that people do that have borderline personality disorder. It's these that make people do this, what I'm about to tell you. And I know there's people with this disorder watching this video and is going to say they don't do any of these things. That's great. I'm not talking about you. These videos aren't for you. These videos are for victims, and be aware of that when you chime down below and tell me how wrong I am that borderlines don't do this. When 1,000 people are watching this video and saying, yes, my partner diagnosed with BPD does do these things, and it's been very traumatic and I'm suffering from them. So it's not about you. It's not about people with this disorder to tell me I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. I'm not going to argue with you. If you don't do this, that's fine. You still meet the criteria for BPD, don't you? You have at least 6 of these traits. And if you don't abuse people and exploit and cheat and smear, good for you. That's great. It doesn't mean you're not borderline. And I'm not saying all do this. It's amazing. I think I could go on like this for 15 minutes and still get people with the disorder to tell me, I don't do that, you're wrong. What credentials do you have to talk about this? So, you could call these subtraits. And I've made videos about this before, but I'm doing this to help people who have suffered from this. People who have had other people that they've cared for and loved with this disorder and has traumatized you. To help you understand some of these things, what was going on, that this is typical of people with this disorder doing these things to you, and it's not you, and it's not your fault, and you couldn't do better. That this is serious mental illness. So exploitative, something that the DSM does not include in the traits of borderline, are that they're exploitative. And I just can't imagine any single person with this disorder who's not exploitative. I know there are some that believe they are not, but understand that the biggest part of this disorder is that you lack self-awareness and you lack what you're doing. You don't have mindfulness and you don't know how it affects other people. And then you go down and say, I don't do that. So I don't even believe it. If anybody diagnosed with borderline, currently has borderline, tells me that they do not exploit anyone, I don't believe it. That's your opinion, that's my opinion. But people with borderline exploit others. They parentify them. Exploitative people treat people unfairly for personal gain. They want you to make them feel good and carry them through life and be there for them. An unfair way to treat somebody in a relationship is you have to make me feel secure all the time and reassure me all the time and sacrifice your life and do all these things to make sure that I'm always secure. And I'll accuse you of cheating and lying and possibly doing this and this girl and that guy and that man all the time. All the time. And you have to defend yourself and reassure me all the time. But I never have to reassure you. Never. I can triangulate you. I can talk about other boys, other women. Yeah, and they're giving me attention and I like them. They like me. They want to marry me. You know. I don't have to tell you the truth and manipulate and be dishonest just to get what I want from you. But I don't offer anything to you. Some emotional needs, just a few, is emotional security. These people can't make people feel secure. You're too unstable. You can't be unstable and reassure someone everything's going to be okay. I'll always be there for you. But I'm so unstable. I don't know what I'm doing with my own life. Emotional privacy. How much privacy do you get in your relationship? Probably not much. They probably go through your shit and talk to people in your life and want to know every single thing you're thinking and feeling. But they'll keep things away from you and hide things and secrets and talk to other people behind your back. Not all. That's unfair. Just part of being unfair. I want you to meet my needs all the time and I will not meet yours. Pretty unfair. You will take care of me and I will do nothing for you. We'll both take care of me. I'll do some things for myself and you'll do the rest and then that's it. That's unfair. Cheating. I don't need anyone to tell me they have BPD and they don't cheat. That's great. Fantastic. Nobody cares. I'm talking about the massive numbers of borderlines that cheat. And cheating isn't just sex. It's kissing. It's talking on the phone. If my wife has to do something behind my back and can't tell me, that's betrayal. If they're going to include another person, right? That's betrayal. You're going to talk to someone about our relationship, about things, and I don't know, but we're in a committed relationship. That's cheating. I'm going to break up with you and go have sex and come back tomorrow. We're going to get back together. That's not cheating. Oh, okay. That's disgusting. Being able to flip a light switch on and off. I love you. I don't. You're the only one. There's someone else. I want to marry you. Never want to talk to you again. Yeah? Using projection, using threats. Threatening security, not offering security. You reassure me and I threaten our security. Baiting. Boy, do people with this disorder love to bait. If you guys can learn how to react properly to baiting, your life will be so much better. People will do things to you in your life, not just borderlines, and they will bait you, and they're trying to control you, and the best way to control someone is emotionally. If I can make you very scared, right, like politicians, fearmonger, it works. Makes you vote for them. Yeah? Look at that. Best way to control someone. Control them emotionally. Threaten you. Put a fear in there. I'll leave you. I'll tell your job. I'll get you fired. I'll call to your family. I'll post this. I'll post that. I'll leave you. I'll take my own life. I'll accuse you and accuse you of things. You did this, you did that, now you're defensive all the time. I'll humiliate you in front of other people and say, look, my partner does this, can you believe that? He says this, she says that. If I do this, they do this, isn't that funny? And humiliate you in public. They'll make you mad. They'll accuse you of things. They'll go do things over and over and over again that make you angry. Baiting you. So common. So common. Show me a borderline who's just has such good emotional language that can just tell people how well they feel. I mean, they can do it well. They can tell you all their emotions and how they're feeling, and they can just properly ask for what they want from you. I mean, don't let people bait you. Don't let people come along and change how you feel, and especially change who you are and reactionary abuse. Now, I know one of the diagnostic criteria is, I think it was the second one or third one, second, It says that they have a pattern of unstable relationships that go from idealization to devalue. I don't think people really understand that. It's not just like, I love you, but I'm getting sick of this relationship. It's getting boring. No. It's, you're so amazing. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. We're getting married in a month. Oh my God, you're incredible. Only one. Oh my God, two. What? I don't care about you. In minutes, hours, next day, I don't care about you. Oh, I'm running off with Jim. He's so much better than you. He totally meets my needs, makes me feel so good. He'll always be there for me. He's exciting. He's fun, good in bed. You're nothing. I mean, dude, you just, like, I gave you chances and opportunities to meet my needs and you can't do it. So I'm going out with so-and-so. Bye. Gone. I'll come back later and get my stuff. I mean, that is just traumatizing. It's emotional trauma. Awful, awful stuff to do to somebody else. And it's so profound with people with this disorder. I've been able to be a part of many different relationships and hear the dynamics and hear what happens. And I've heard of plenty of relationships with the borderline doesn't physically cheat, but oh my God, are they talking about other men all the time? If it's a woman, talking about other men, talking about men that like me on my social media. Somebody asked me out. Somebody told me I was beautiful. I mean, Jesus, dude. And to do that, to just, oh, I love you. You're the only one. Yeah, I can't wait. Let's make a plan. Let's plan out our life today. Yeah, let's go do this and sign it. Yeah, and then tomorrow, no, don't care. What? You're nothing. I mean, it makes you feel like you're going crazy. Imagine, your whole life just turns upside down in just a single moment, and you get blamed for it, but you've done nothing. And that leads me to the smear campaign, the stalking, the false accusations, the public postings to ruin your life. When they split on you, you are evil. When someone's evil, right? That's as bad as they can get. It doesn't matter what you do to them, they're evil. There are borderlines that get people put in prison, in jails, that get other people to hurt them, kill them. There are borderlines that murder. They're in prison right now. Borderlines who murdered their children, murdered their husband, murdered their wives. Plenty. It's not rare. It's not 1% of borderlines. No, it's a massive amount. Massive amount. When you hear this stuff for 8, 9 years, hundreds of these relationships, I don't need someone to tell me I don't do that. Yeah, I don't care. There's a lot of people that don't do that. I don't do that either. Good for you. It causes us to feel unstable. It causes us to have self-doubt. It causes depression. It causes anxiety. It causes PTSD. It causes disease. It's literally killing you. It's killing you. Can't you feel it? Doesn't it feel like you're slowly drinking poison, one drop at a time? There's so many other things this can cause us. But it really goes to ourself, our psyche. All parts. We're less compassionate. Yeah. Lower self-worth and respect. Lower self-esteem. These aren't easy to just repair. Again, if you have borderline personality disorder, please consider all the victims watching this that have been victimized by someone with this disorder. We don't need you to say, I don't do that. That's great. And out of like 10 people that might say this, I guarantee you not all 10 of you are telling the truth. Some of you aren't aware that you do it. Some are and don't care and just lie. Some of you will try to bait me on this video and you can't. Have you learned that yet? The people who've tried already? I don't care what you say. I'm not going to get defensive and angry. I'm just going to let your comment sit there and look awful. And if it's bad enough, I'll just delete it. I'm sorry for all of you who have suffered in relationships with people like this, with this disorder. People have done these things that don't have the disorder. Just know that you can heal from this. Everyone can. Okay? All of you watching can heal from your trauma. Yes, you, even borderlines. Not saying you might be able to put it in remission, but some of the things that may have caused this disorder and trauma, you can heal from. Okay? And, since I've been talking to people with the disorder throughout this video, please realize that there is help for you. And we can all become better versions of ourselves. And one of the worst things to see is someone identify with mental illness. To say, I am a borderline. Don't say that. I am so-and-so, and I do have some mental illness, pretty severe. But that is not who you are. And anybody that identifies with things like this doesn't care about getting better. No, they want to go on YouTube channels and bait people and try to rewrite reality and say, oh, I'm not like this. I'm not a bad person. You're doing that because you feel like a bad person. And it won't help if you mistreat people. And it won't help if you come on here and attack me or bait me or other people watching this video. It doesn't matter. We must all try to become better versions of ourselves, and we try to make the world a better place. Anybody not doing that, don't have time for you. I don't care. Okay? And anybody that has experienced this again, there's always help available. I know a lot of you guys go to therapists and counselors and maybe coaches and stuff like this, and it's hard to find someone that understands this. Your people in your personal life, this stuff is too complex, okay? And you guys try to explain all this stuff to them, and you don't get the sympathy and the empathy that you need, and I understand that. They don't understand. No, of course they don't. It's very complex. But more importantly, friends and family and girlfriends and boyfriends and wives and husbands, they can't help you with this. They can't help you. And if you want something from them, just tell them how it feels. That's it. You don't have to explain all this stuff to them. Explain it to someone else like me, a professional, someone that's impartial, who's not attached to you, that understands this stuff, that can give you feedback, that can validate how you feel. And then they can tell you what to do. Lots of different things they can do to help you feel better and have better relationships, because that's the goal. Yeah. That's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video. I would really appreciate your experiences and examples that you feel comfortable sharing down below. That would be really, really good. Please consider doing that. Thank you. And also consider subscribing to the channel, thumbs up, sharing the video with somebody else. Anybody wants coaching, you can find me at daviddemars.com. Love yourself first, guys. Thanks. Bye.